So in this video we'll be covering sulfuric acid, and we'll start with contact process, which is also a name for manufacture of sulfuric acid. So the first step is S plus O2 gives SO2, so S signifies sulfur and O2 signifies oxygen, and this is also known as sulfur dioxide. This is known as sulfur dioxide, and then this is this is one of the two reactions you can use. The second reaction is FeS2, or it is also known as iron pyrite or iron sulphide plus oxygen gives Fe2O3 ferric oxide plus SO2 sulfur dioxide. And then let's move on to the step 2. 2SO2 plus O2 sulfur dioxide plus O2 gives in the presence of catalyst V2O5. So this is also known as a catalyst, and in presence of temperatures from 450 to 500 degrees Celsius, and the pressure is 1 to 2 atm. Now atm over here signifies atmosphere, which is the unit of pressure, and then the product is 2SO3, which is sulphite plus heat. So this is an exothermic reaction. If you see a triangle at the end of a reaction, then it signifies that the entire reaction is an exothermic reaction. And then the step 3 is sulphite plus H2SO4, sulfur trioxide plus H2SO4 gives H2S2O7. This is also known as oleum or pyrosulfuric acid. And then oleum plus water gives 2H2SO4, which is also known as sulfuric acid. Now there are some conditions and reasons associated with this manufacture of sulfuric acid. So one of the first is impurities such as pyrite dust and arsenious oxide. You only need to memorize this. There is no need to remember the chemical formulas or anything. Tend to deactivate or poison the catalyst and hence have to be removed from gaseous mixture of SO2 and O2. So they deactivate or poison the catalyst. These are keywords that have to be used in the exam paper, and they may ask a question that why do impurities such as pyrite dust and arsenious oxide have to be removed from the gaseous mixture. So this is the answer. Tend to deactivate or poison the catalyst and hence have to be removed from gaseous mixture. Vanadium pentoxide is preferred to platinum asbestos. So this is the second condition for in the manufacture of sulfuric acid. Vanadium pentoxide, also its chemical abbreviation is V2O5, is preferred to platinum asbestos. You only need to remember platinum since it is comparably cheaper and less easily poisoned. So comparably cheaper in the sense that platinum is very, very expensive and vanadium pentoxide is comparatively less expensive. Okay, let's move on to the next reason. Vanadium pentoxide is mixed with promoter, usually potassium oxide, to enhance the efficiency of the catalyst. So in the exam they might ask the purpose of a promoter. Why is it mixed with catalyst such as vanadium pentoxide? So it is mixed with catalyst to enhance the efficiency of the catalyst. Catalyst is only initially heated since catalytic oxidation of sulfur dioxide is an exothermic reaction, as we studied before, and heat produced maintains the temperature at 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. So in the exam they may ask a question that why is the catalyst only initially heated, and your answer will start from here and end till here. It is an exothermic reaction and the heat produced maintains the temperature, maintains the optimum temperature, and the optimum temperature is 450 to 500 degrees Celsius. Lowering the temperature during catalytic oxidation of SO2. Now what is the catalytic oxidation of SO2? I'll just show you the reaction one. So this is the catalytic oxidation of SO2. You may write the reaction down. Lowering the temperature during catalytic oxidation of SO2 too much tends to slow down the reaction. Too much pressure applied may cause damage to the lead pipes, acid resisting tars, and decomposition of porous catalyst. Therefore, the optimum temperature is 1 to 2 atmosphere, and the optimum temperature is 450 to 500 degrees Celsius, and these are conditions that you have to remember, because in the exam if you have to write the catalytic oxidation of sulfur dioxide, so you have to write the information such as V2O5 450 to 500 degrees Celsius and 1 to 2 atmosphere. You have to write it down. You cannot write it without the sufficient information. Okay, let's move on to the next condition for the manufacture of sulfuric acid. SO3 is not directly absorbed in water to give H2SO4 since it results in the production of a dense fog of sulfuric acid particles which do not condense easily. So what is he talking about? He's basically talking about that, say for example, in this step, it could have been SO3 plus H2O, SO3 plus H2O, which gives 2H2SO4. Now, why did we have to take the indirect step? You know, SO3 plus H2SO4 gives H2S2O7 oleum, and then you add water to H2O7 plus H2O and it gives H2SO4. So, this is required because, as mentioned below, if you directly add SO3 to water to produce sulfuric acid, it results in the production of a dense fog of sulfuric acid particles which do not condense easily. So, this will be an answer for a question in the exam. They might ask that why is it not directly absorbed in water. So, this will be an answer. Now, reactions of dilute H2SO4. Now, please do understand that I haven't written dilute over here, but I am considering all mentions of acids in the following reactions as dilute, as mentioned over here. Okay, so the first reaction is Zn. Now, Zn signifies zinc plus H2SO4 gives zinc sulphate plus hydrogen. Magnesium oxide plus H2SO4 gives magnesium sulphate plus water. Then we have zinc hydroxide plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus water. Then we have copper carbonate plus H2SO4 gives copper sulphate plus H2O plus CO2. It is a gaseous form. Then we have potassium bicarbonate plus H2SO4 which gives potassium sulphate plus water plus carbon dioxide. And then we have Na2SO3 plus H2SO4. Now, this is a metallic sulphite, not with the d, it's a t. So, if it is a t, you have sulphite. So, t will result in the production of SO2 and d, sulphide will result in the production of H2S as given in the below reaction. So, ZnS is zinc sulphide, and it results in the production of H2S or hydrogen sulphide. And then we have carbon sulphur. So, if you add both of these elements to H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, it results in the production of CO2, water and SO2, and S plus H2SO4 gives 3SO2, sulfur dioxide plus water. Now, C6H12O6 is the formula of glucose, as you may have read in biology, and in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 gives 6C plus 6H2O. Mainly, it results in the formation of carbon and water. This 6 is just a balancing abbreviation given to the entire chemical reaction. And then we have sucrose, also known as C12H22O11. Also, you might have studied this compound in biology. And this is also in the presence of concentrated H2SO4 results in the production of carbon and water. And then we have barium chloride plus H2SO4. Now, in this case, it is diluted plus hydrochloric acid, which gives barium sulphate, which is a white precipitate, and the downward arrow represents precipitate. And then we have lead nitrate plus H2SO4 in the dilute form, which gives 2HNO3 or nitric acid plus PbSO4 or lead sulphate, and this is a precipitate, a white precipitate. Now, what is the test for SO2? It turns acidified K2Cr2O7 solution orange to green. Now, K2Cr2O7 is potassium dichromate. You can write this down. Potassium dichromate. This is very important as they may ask tests in the exam. And then we have test for HCl, dense white fumes with rod dipped in NH3 solution. NH3 is ammonia solution. And then we have test to distinguish dilute H2SO4 from other dilute acids. Now, what is the test? Barium chloride solution reacts with dilute H2SO4 to give white precipitate, but with dilute HCl and dilute HNO3, no white precipitate is formed. That means barium chloride is soluble in both dilute hydrochloric acid as well as dilute HNO3 or nitric acid, but it is not soluble in H2SO4, dilute H2SO4, and reacts with H2SO4 to give white precipitate. So, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you